Now, I'm not a fan of the progressive conservatives. I don't try to hide that, but I do try to be fair with them. There are a couple of actual conservatives still holding down the fort in the PC caucus, and sometimes they even ask the government some pretty valid questions. This time in the Alberta legislature, interim PC leader Rick McIver asked a question about post-traumatic stress disorder and suicides among correctional peace officers in Alberta. Now watch this question and then pay attention to the NDP's awful behavior at the end. Here.
Mr. Speaker, studies show that correctional peace officers may be exposed to 28 critical incidents during their career, such as assaults, suicides, and murders. And for some officers, their careers cut short because of mental health issues and, in too many cases, suicide. I'm talking about suicide, and I'm being taunted by the government side.
That's right. The NDP are heckling a question about suicides. Now, we all know suicides are a serious problem in Alberta. There has been a 30% jump in the rates of suicides in this province over the last year. And it would be nice if the government of the day didn't act like a bunch of baboons when someone asked them what, if anything, the NDP are doing about it. And not only that, one Saskatchewan-based study in 2003 on post-traumatic stress rates in correctional officers showed that PTSD rates in correctional guards is nearly as high as the rates seen in Vietnam veterans at around 20%. These officers see rapes, assaults, hostage takings, and sometimes murders. Now, I'm no prude about heckling in the legislature, but when the honourable member is talking about suicide, you shut your mouth and you act like a grown-up. But wait, there's more. There is always more. It was confirmed to me by a few different sources that the heckler is the MLA for Fort Saskatchewan, NDPer Jessica Littlewood. Now, full disclosure, that's my MLA. But here's where she should know better and respond to the suicides of corrections officers like an adult. Littlewood has one provincial correctional facility within the boundaries of her riding and another federal prison just outside the boundary of her riding, with many of the staff from that particular prison living right in Fort Saskatchewan. The correctional facilities are huge employers in our community. This fact might have been something Littlewood would have been familiar with had she lived or even campaigned in the riding before Election Day. Now, I'm no fan of how the progressive conservatives handled issues with corrections officers in the past. The PCs left corrections officers out of legislation in 2012 that offered quicker access to PTSD supports for first responders. But it's fair now, 4 years later, to ask what the NDP are doing to help corrections officers today, after the NDP have been in power for a full year. And let's just all imagine how the media would treat a Wild Rose or Conservative MLA had they behaved the way Jessica Littlewood has. They'd be running columns for days and days and begging, demanding public apologies. Instead, it's the NDP, and you'll only hear it here. For the Rebel.media, I'm Sheila Gunn Reid.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of the Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.